Welcome to Recovering Addict. I am LT, an alcoholic addict.
I'm Felice, married to an alcoholic addict.
Is this your first time catching the show? Are you interested in recovery? Boy, do we have a deal for you.
Ooh.
We have a community behind this channel that is greater than us. We are a bridge to this beautiful community by joining our private Facebook group and our Discord, and obviously jumping in this chat and saying hello. I was an alcoholic and I was a meth addict in my early 20s, and I've had to do the detox. I've done jails and institutions. The next thing on my list was death. So I spent 5 months in an IOP, working up to step 5, transitioned out of there, and I still continue to go to this place once a week in group therapy setting underneath my counselor. And on this channel, we learn relapse prevention. You've done the 12 steps, you've done an IOP, now what? You continue to educate yourself, right? You continue to train your brain to do the things that it never did before, because our best thinking got us into the trouble we were in. So it's time to change our lives and behaviors and to try new disciplines in our life, new disciplines in our lives to make our lives better, to be better people to ourselves first, to be better people to our loved ones after that, and then to our society and to our communities. It just makes you feel good. I mean, everybody just wants to be happy, right? You just want... Our normal goal in life, the foundation for addiction, was to live life pain-free and with as much pleasure as possible. And boy, did we choose the wrong door. You know what I'm saying? Door number 2 is the one we should have went through, and that's what recovery has to offer. By doing the steps, the 12 steps, the foundation that's been laid before us, the big book, the good word, all that stuff, we start going down that path, trying new disciplines in our life. And we realize, wow, this is a great way to live life with the least amount of pain and the most amount of pleasure, because giving is so joyful. And now we live in a fallen world. It's troubled. We have stresses. Life doesn't change. We change. Life doesn't get better. We get better. We learn how to handle things better. And here we try to learn that. We're here for support and love 24/7. Got a Discord that's 24/7, follows the sun. Got a private Facebook group that follows the sun. And every night at 8 o'clock, this channel comes on here, and we go through books about addiction. Right now, we're going through a book called Addictive Personality. And we're going to talk about how we lose control emotionally first before the addiction ever even starts to rear its ugly head to the rest of the world. And it's a battle that goes on inside us. I've been there. I know all y'all been there. And it's no fun. And then Felice, she had to live with me. And so she's had to learn co-addiction, codependency, and what it is like to deal with an addict, and she had to learn how to not be an enabler, learn how to not break herself down trying to deal with me. So that's what we're all about. Thanks for being here. We're glad you're here. Please make sure you're subscribed if you're not. We did just hit 900, and I am so proud of that. And you know, a lot of times there's a lot of ridicule out there for people wanting to hit a lot of subscribers. Until Sean Cannell laid it out for me, if you have a message that's helping the world, why would you not want 1 billion subscribers? If you have something to offer people that's at pretty much no cost, really, except some of your time, and it benefits life in general, why not?
Yeah, so we want 1 billion subscribers. That's what I heard.
1 billion.
I heard the lady that screams the sharks. I didn't want to scream.
Fire the lasers!
I didn't want to scream into the microphone, but that's the well with my brain.
Breaker 19, can I get an audio check?
Audio.
Please can say what's up to everybody up in this chat.
Yeah, I can do that. Maybe. We got Mr. Desmond. Good day, Desmond. Always good to see you. Marilyn. Hello. Naomi. Lovely.
Naomi, swimming with the piranhas.
Scary. We got Derek. Hello, everyone.
Brother.
My mouse is being real slow to respond. Teeter's here. We got Merck. Says, good evening, everyone. The other Teeter, his other half Andrew, is in the house. There it goes. It's going to take another 20 minutes. Tracy's here. John. Hello again. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, family. Raylene, always a pleasure. And Sunray, we love seeing you.
What's up, Sunray?
Misty.
Mr. Jones. Good to see you.
I love your name.
That's a cool name. And a good picture.
My name is Misty Jones. Merkalicious.
The myth, the man, the legend. 100% myth, man, legend.
And if anybody asks, Carrie B is asleep right now. She is sleeping.
Oi, mate.
Hey, Matt. Always good to see you.
Good to see you, Matt.
Well, Sky and John, start your mornings with us. Hashtag John Merck. Hashtag weekdays. Hey, sleeping sober sister.
Skyla up in the house.
And thank you for saying that Millie looks just like me. I knew it.
That's funny. I'm tired too. Remember, I did my first bit of manual labor last Friday, and I'm still recovering. If I sit for an hour, like I did just a minute ago, and I get up to walk away, yeah, I'm old. I'm hurting. It hurts.
And then he's got to do some more manual labor tomorrow.
Not as bad as this guy hurts, though. Dad says it gets worse when you hit 60.
Ooh.
Jessica,
you are new.
I'm glad you're here. I have watched all the rest recently, even though not live. Well, welcome to the live show.
Yeah, welcome to the live show.
I'm really glad you're here.
Woo! Jessica's here.
And if you want to,
I
I hope we're saying your name right. I've never seen it spelled like that before, which is a really cool spelling. Jessica. I hope that's right. Correct us if we're wrong. And let us know a little bit about yourself, why you're into recovery, how'd you find us, and what's your sobriety date, if you have one of those. If you're still drunk or high, welcome. We're here to support you and love you.
Brittany.
There's our sister. Oh, where'd she go? There it is.
I am okay.
Brittany. We're living and loving for you.
You okay? You okay, Brittany?
Mr. Joey. 3 days from some stuff. How are you feeling today, brother? The thoughts and prayers are with you.
Sarissa. Good evening.
Mr. Red.
What up, Merd? Sarissi. Sharcy. Sharissi.
You got to correct us on that one, too. These names get difficult. That's why Alicia had to change her name to Alicia, because we always said it wrong. Todd, what's going on, brother?
Todd.
Who else we got up in here?
Carrie
Awesome
B snores loudly.
I can hear you all the way in the States. Carrie.
Yeah. Shh.
Calm it down. Calm down a little bit.
Hey, Ashley's here. Oh, we need to talk. You and me, Ashley.
Yep.
We need to talk.
We got to chit chat. Get her done.
Hello, recovering addict family from Petey on the Facebook side.
Petey up in the Facebook group saying what's up.
As is Michelle. Hello.
All right, it's Sunday night.
Hi, Marcus.
And you know what that means? That means we got to take 3 deep breaths because tomorrow's Monday, right? 1, just calm your soul. Breathe out peace and serenity and just feel it. Calm your heart, calm your mind. And a nice 3rd big deep breath. Hold it. And release that tension and just get relaxed. And let's just enjoy each other's company in the chat. Enjoy whatever the message God puts through my head today and out through this microphone. I definitely want to take our inventory so that we can keep that fresh in our mind through the week, because that is that's our mile, that's our check, that's our meter, that's our balance, right? Where are we at? Are we on the road to recovery? Or are we on the road to relapse? Where's our head at? If that phone's weighing 1,000 pounds, all that kind of good stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Yes, John, breathe.
Jessica said that's right. It's just spelled different. I found you guys doing my PSEs for drug court.
Awesome.
111 days clean today.
Yes.
Yay, Jessica.
Good job.
I have a friend whose name's Jessica.
What's PSAs? I feel like I should know that.
What? You live in Ogden?
What?
You're like our neighbor.
Nice. We're like in Ogden too. All right, we actually live in Pleasant View, but you type in our address, it'll pop up as Ogden. North. It's like basically north. I'm sure you know where we're at. Well, awesome. That's cool. We got another local up in the
locals.
hood. Yeah, congrats to Jessica. 100%.
Well done.
Well done, Jessica. 100%. Oh, there's another myth. Hey, fam, I'm out bonding with the teammates down in Sioux City, Iowa. Nice.
Very cool.
Eating lots of
football,
protein,
right?
Playing football. You know he's fit. He could probably run. Oh, man, I bet he runs so fast.
Yeah.
I can't even run. I'm living vicariously through you, bro. I used to be able to run fast, man. I was like whatever that 440 is, but I could fly. Not no more. I could barely walk down the stairs.
He tries to run and buckles his thing, and then he's on the ground for a while.
Oh, I think it was due to restlessness when I was sleeping. I don't know. Raise your hand if you're an alcoholic. And when you drink a ton, do you lay in bed and maybe your spouse or whoever's laying next to you has to contest because you don't know? But I would flip and flop, and I remember trying to crack my knees, but I would just wiggle my legs, and I think that's where a lot of my knee damage came from. 2 years of not sleeping, and I would always unlock them.
Yeah, not sleeping and stumbling around. For some, you'd like just stand up out of nowhere and like move things. It's weird.
Sleepwalker.
It's much more peaceful these days, that's for sure.
That's true. I run fast. That's awesome. Pro-social activities. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, that's
cool.
okay. So some, all right.
Where's tranquility, or is that your state of mind?
I'm in tranquility right now.
I want to be there.
Now you got another explaining to do. What's tranquility?
Pretty sure that's what it is.
I'm pretty sure. It's a good place to be. And raise his hand. Hashtag raise your hand. Let's not talk about sleep.
Because you're supposed to be doing it.
Yeah. 3:10 a.m. in the UK. I learned a lot about, hey, Carrie, so you sent me on a mission, and I watched about 4 or 5 different documentaries on the history of Britain. I went all the way back, way before BC, and I know all kinds of stuff about where you're at now. It's pretty awesome, and I'm going to continue that after we get off here.
Now you have to turn that faith into understanding, and we should go there.
We do. We need to go. We need to go there. I learned that all English people, all people from England are British, but not all British are English.
Really?
Yeah. Makes sense out of that one.
Uh-huh.
Because Scotland and England merged, and that's, you know. I like the Vikings. I like the way the Vikings whooped you all up there for a little while.
So, I think it's past, but Tranquility is a rehab center.
Oh.
We were both off. Well, that's good too.
That's cool. If anybody else is watching, hello out there.
It's a rehab center in Ogden.
Is it really?
I don't know. I was asking.
I gotta look this up real quick. You chat for a minute.
I am chatting. Very cool. Does other people watch with you, or just you like by yourself in your bedroom? I'm totally glad you're here.
Oh, it's in. Oh wow, you're on 17th. Oh sweet. Okay, I know where this is at.
Do you know Zanette?
You know Zanette. Tell her we said hi.
Yeah. I'm not sure. She's around here too. I don't know which one she went to.
Vikings. You're a Cowboys fan, that's why.
But why is
Oh,
that
yeah.
going time out?
Raylyn is struggling. She's had a bad day today.
Oh, what happened? A lot going on.
Yeah, stay sober, Raylyn. Remember, play the tape. We always talk about playing the tape. If you drink or you do drugs right now, what's going to happen tomorrow when those drugs wear off? That's what happens every time. Oh, this is going to feel good. This is going to feel good. We do it. Ah, it feels good for a second. Dang it. This sucks. I'm sober again. And now I live with guilt. And now I got to get over this hangover. Or maybe I got in trouble. Yeah, maybe I got kicked out of my program. You know, just screw that. Just this too shall pass.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to pass whether you get high or not. And if you get high or drunk, it's going to make it worse. And it's not going to be good. Looking into Highlanders. They have
Like
a
the
super
TV show?
unique method of defense. Like chopping off people's heads.
What?
That's the Highlanders I know.
Got like a bike gang? The Scottish are crazy.
Yes, they are. Did you put yourself in timeout, Teeter?
He did, but he said to ask Aaron why.
Oh.
But why?
Okay. It'll come around at 8:40 during Cassie's quote of the day. Oh, I thought he like really put himself in timeout.
Like, Oh, like on the thing where you can like time out yourself?
Yeah, I thought he like did it for reals. So I was editing Cassie's quote of the day, and she gave credit to Teeter for the quote, but Teeter was like, "No, it was Aaron that put it on there. I just suggested it." And now he feels bad that Aaron is not getting the credit for having the quote actually posted. Which I know Aaron, as much as I know Aaron, she's very loving and forgiving. She won't mind at all.
It's true, Aaron.
This too shall pass. It will. I've had my fair share of those days that just suck, and like I say all the time. And when I'm in the best and greatest mood, and I think I can go walk on water, that mood too, this too shall pass, because it does. And the next day, I could be feeling like crap.
Hey, Bob! They was just asking where you were. I got a nice break from all my addicts. The princess and her BF loaded up the meth mobile and headed out. The little doper took off with his dad. The princess is still AWOL. The little doper is back.
Is he still looking for gold? There she is.
Hey, Aaron. Everybody wants to know why Teeter's in timeout.
See, I told you, Teeter. Aaron wouldn't. Aaron's not like that. She's loving.
Sorry to hear you are struggling, Raylene, but you are in a good place right now with us. Just remember, this too shall pass. It's
Amen.
Okay to struggle, but we don't have to use
It. I love that. It's okay to struggle.
Yes.
It is. We're humans. We struggle. I was watching Sean Cannell, and we're always trying to hide our humanness, you know? And he's teaching us how to do live streams and all that stuff, and he's got sweaty armpits. He's like, yeah, I'm up here. I'm nervous. I'm sweating. Look. Why are we trying to hide it? It's human. We're humans. Oh, well, we sweat. We slobber sometimes. Sometimes our breath stings. We struggle. It's okay to struggle. It's how you handle the struggle that matters. And you're handling it correctly. I've seen you in the Discord. We're praying for you. And you're throwing it out here, which is amazing. That's what needs to be done. That's how we get through it. Why? Because we recover better together. And on that real quick, let's jump into our AA thought of the day from the 24 Hours a Day by Hazelden, however you say that, meditations. Hazelden?
I say Hazelden.
Hazelden meditations. Today is ours. Let us live today as we believe God wants us to live. Each day will have a new pattern which we cannot foresee, but we can open each day with a quiet period in which we say a little prayer, asking God to help us through the day. Personal contact with God as we understand Him will day to day bring us nearer to an understanding of His will for us. At the close of the day, we offer Him thanks for another day of sobriety. A full, constructive day has been lived, and we are grateful. Here's our question of the day. Am I asking God each day for strength and thanking Him at night? Wake up, give me strength, Lord. Go to bed, thank you, Jesus. If you believe that God's grace has saved you, then you must believe that He is meaning to save you even more and to keep you in the way that you should go. I love this. Mm-hmm. This brings out, I read this earlier, this brings out the love and relationship you have with your higher power. And if He is going to save you, He does not mean you no harm. Listen to this. Even human rescuers would not save you from drowning, only to place you in another deep and dangerous water, right? Oh, you're drowning. Oh, let me throw you back in the river on this side. No. Rather, they would place you on dry land to restore you, right? God, who is your rescuer, us from all our addiction, right? What we're going through, God restoring us, bringing us back to health, back to sanity, just like step 2 says, would certainly do this, and even more. God will complete the task He sets out to do. He's not going to throw you overboard if you are depending on Him. In our addiction, we learned through the first pages of this book, or maybe it was the last pages of Addictive Thinking, that us addicts have a distorted perception of reality. Everything's going good, but yet we still feel this impending doom, right? But we're trusting in our higher power. Our higher power is not going to now save us from these rough waters to throw us over to the rough waters over there. He's going to finish the task He's set out to do. He's not going to throw us overboard if we're depending on Him. That is just, put your strength in there. So here's our prayer of the day. I pray that I may trust God to keep me in the way he wants me to go. I pray that I may rely on him. Love it.
Me too.
I was taught to pray for peace because no matter what you're faced with, peace always leaves you equipped to face the good or the bad. That's right.
Amen.
Love
Peace and joy. Because you can find joy in any situation.
it. Sherry 1, Merc 0.
Good on you, Sherry.
She won something. I don't think so, Bob. Why would he? That would be evil and cruel.
That would be evil and cruel.
I've always thought about, no, I better not say that live on TV. Never mind. Hit me up in the Discord if you want to know the thought I just had. You will get a kick out of it.
Just type it in there real fast so we can know.
It has to do with zip ties. That's what I'm going to say.
Nope. I know the thought. You guys probably know it as well. All y'all's trying to trigger me with your donut talk. Is that what's going on?
Donuts.
I did make the most deliciousest steak today, though. I can still taste it.
That was some good steak. Carrie, was it you that was talking about steak? We just had some good steak.
Oh, it's delicious. Oh, buttery and
And
crispy, but soft and chewy.
What are we talking about today here in our
Not
book?
donuts. Talking about protein and steak.
Where the addictive personality emerges. Yesterday we talked about shame. Remember, we get shame and all that stuff. We learned that the foundation of the addict is just found in everybody because the normal desire to make it through life with the least amount of pain and the great amount of pleasure. And we take it to the extreme. We learned that when we choose to be addictive, we choose to act out. We say to ourselves one or more of the following. I don't really need people. I don't have to face anything I don't want to. I'm afraid to face life and my problems. Objects and events are more important than people. I can do anything I want whenever I want, no matter whom I hurt. That's what we say when we reach back to our addiction. I'm not going to go to the healthy sources to relieve this pain. I'm going to try to relieve it with the pain reliever of alcohol or drugs that has only proven itself to me time and time again that it's not a true pain reliever. It's an illusion.
Oh, hey, Green-Eyed Cat.
Oh, right on. How you doing, brother? I want to connect and chat with you one of these days soon. Love having our conversation with you. And then we learn shame. As time goes on, a person continues to act out, preoccupied, remain emotionally distanced from others. The addict side of his or her personality starts to assert more control over that person's internal life. You start feeling that pull. You start feeling your conscience taking you to a place where you know what you're doing is wrong. And that's that shame. And then that leads us into where the addictive personality emerges, how we start to lose emotional control. Addiction starts to create pain. Addiction starts to create pain. The very thing the person is trying to avoid.
Thanks, Teeter. Oh, I'm the like button.
That was easy. Addiction.
Hold on. What page you on? What page you on?
Who's asking?
Bob. You know Bob.
We're on page 29, where the addictive personality emerges.
Take a Bob. You make it to me.
That's some good tea. Addiction starts to create pain, the very thing the person is trying to avoid. In creating pain, the process also creates a need for the continuation of the addictive relationship. The addict seeks refuge from the pain of addiction by moving further into the addictive process. It's a sick cycle that just gets worse and worse and worse. The addict seeks happiness and serenity in the high or the trance, but because the addict has started to withdraw from himself or herself and others, the addict can't see that the pain he or she feels is created by acting out. We act out, we end up in this cycle of pain that's actually due to the addiction, and we start distancing ourselves from people, family, community, our jobs, whatever it is, and the pain is actually due to the distancing ourselves from the healthy relationships we're supposed to have, right? Self, we start losing ourself in this addiction. Our higher power, we distance ourselves from him and his will. Our family and loved ones, we start pushing them away. And our community, we do the same. So the pain is actually us pushing away everything that's healthy, relying on the addiction, but we think the addiction's making us feel better and blaming everything else for our pain. And there lies the illusion. Long before episodes of being out of control behaviorally appear, the person has fought and lost many battles on the emotional level, where the addictive personality develops and slowly gains control. Did you hear that? Long before episodes of being out of control with your behavior, before episodes of you behaviorally acting out starts to appear, the person has fought and lost many battles on the emotional level. And this is where our addictive personality develops, and that's where it slowly starts to gain control. This is the first part of the addict's personality that becomes controlled by the addictive process. And now remember how we've learned in the last couple of books that through our addiction, through our survival mode, through this distancing of ourselves, and through these battles we're losing internally, this is where our personality starts to change, and is changed forever. And that's why when we enter programs like the 12-step program, we are learning how to rewire our minds to think, to change our personality back into a healthy personality. And that's why we take our inventory, which I said we were going to do. So let's do that now.
Yay.
This is a self-health check, right? This is an HRC, health report code.
Oh my gosh.
Okay?
Airplane lingo.
Airplane lingo for you. HRC, this is our health report code. Impatient. How is your guys' impatience this weekend? And what are you going to do to make yourself live in the character asset during the week? You're going to be more patient, right? We're going to wake up. Things go wrong. You take a deep breath and you take and accept it. You don't push these emotions, right? You're not jamming them until you finally explode. But if remember we learned that our emotions, when something painful inside is happening, it's equivalent to our body when we get cut. We feel pain, we see blood, we know it needs a Band-Aid. Our emotions, we feel pain, we maybe feel like we're bleeding on the inside. It needs attention. That's when we grab our phones. That's when we jump into Discord. That's when we call our sponsor or a family or a loved, trusted one, you know? So don't suppress your emotions. Accept the things around you and live through them patiently. Procrastination. Are you going to put anything off tomorrow? Did you put anything off this weekend? Laziness. What about criticizing? What about false pride? How about self-importance? What about self-condemnation? How about dishonesty? Did you lie a lot this weekend, or were you honest and upfront with everybody? Insincerity. Did you sincerely talk to people this week? And how are you going to change it if you didn't for the week to come? We have 1 week to go, right? Till next weekend. Self-justifications. Were you making excuses for the negative thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, right? Instead of taking responsibility. Self-pity. Were you living in self-pity? Did you have distorted thoughts that you were being treated unfairly? What about jealousy? How about envy? How about vulgar or immoral thinking? I know somebody in the Discords where I had to put a little chat in there, hey, keep it clean. What about destructive anger? What about resentment or negative thinking? Let's change those if you seem to have been living in those, because if you live in those and you're scoring a 3, 2s and 3s in your character defects, you're probably close to a relapse or on the road to a relapse. You know, it could happen tomorrow, it could happen in 2 months. You want to correct your course. You want to get back into the road of recovery. Living in your character assets.
Erin told on herself today.
What'd she do?
She lied to her boss. I I told on you. But that's good.
Good. At least you told yourself. Sometimes it's a knee-jerk reaction when we do those things. We're as humans, we fear man, right? The fear of man. It's a fear of other people. Something arises, our knee-jerk reaction, you lie. It's a survival mode. It takes a lot of strength to get through it. There's a lot of consequences that come with maybe if you told the truth. I understand.
And Teeter was honest and sincere about Aaron. Good job, Teeter. Bob did good this week. Good job, Bob.
This COVID's really made me appreciate recovery and the gift of being clean and sober. Amen. So many people never get a chance to get what we have. True that. Yeah, to live in a chaotic world like we're living right now and to have serenity and peace and not use, no matter what's going on around you. We're humans here, Felice and I. We're living in the same world, same chaos. We have 4 kids. I have an ex-wife. We have a 15-year-old drama. I have a 14 now, which is my second son. Same thing, dealing with my ex-wife. I mean, life doesn't, it's not easy over here for us. And then we have 2 together, Felice and I, one who has brain damage now because his head got crushed, and then our 8-year-old little daughter, right? So
I think she's 20 and a half.
who thinks she's 20, yeah.
Hashtag adult life.
But you're right, Derek. Living through it, and we're living through it peacefully because we're accepting life on life's terms. We're working our program. I just noticed that Street Fire was definitely.
I love this one. It's got like cool things on the things.
Yeah,
Cool
it's
shirt.
a cool shirt. I believe it. Me too, Joe. I still get that desire to lie or over exaggerate. You know what I mean? Hey, how's your YouTube going? Good. How many subscribers you up to?
5
1,500.
ish.
The feeling is there. I don't actually follow through with it, but I never lie because I forget what I say and always get. It's hard to clean up a lie. That's so true. I like what John Gotti said. You only lie if you're scared of people, and I ain't scared of nobody, so I never lie.
Yeah.
That was false pride because guarantee he was scared of people.
Yeah.
But he lied when the cops came around.
Oh, Millie's TikTok. She's got great moves in her.
She's
hips.
been teaching me how to
Great
do
dancer.
do that roll or whatever.
She called the throwback.
Oh yeah, the throwback.
I can't do it.
30 days clean.
Yay!
Ellen Schwartz,
Elaine.
this
Elaine.
is for you. Coming back.
Yay!
Congratulations. Good job. So
We're
proud of you.
Proud of you. Proud. Like a proud mama.
Amen.
Hashtag recovering addict. Let's break that stigma, silence, and shame.
Yep. We're addicts. Oh, well, get over it, world. We did drugs. We messed up. Get over it, world. At least we can admit it. I have to tell the truth on my case, so getting my paperwork and number spot on, taking my case to the highest. Yeah, Teeter, you're kicking butt. Staying on top of it. That's being responsible. Love it.
You just get that vibe.
Thanks, Joe.
Got good vibes.
And it's not us. It's the community. Telling you, man. You've witnessed it, Joe, in our Discord and the private Facebook groups. And Nicole, she's a part of it too with Real Talk. We're all just a big, giant community of recovery. That's what's blowing up. We're breaking a stigma. We just happen to be on camera showing my jiggly fat.
That's part of our humanness, right?
Oh, yeah. Let me take my shirt off.
Show them how you do boobs.
No. You don't need to see these.
He did that the other day about dye. I was like, what?
Teflon Don.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, man. I think it's time for Cassie's quote of the day. Teeter, get your ears out.
This goes out to Michael Teeter.
This goes out to Michael Teeter, aka Aaron.
Hey, my recovering addict family. I'm here today and I wanted to share this with you. That if you can see behind me, that's actually a mountain right there. And this is where I live. I live on Mountain's Edge in Las Vegas. And today it is 110 degrees out. Now I know you can probably hear that wind blowing a little bit, so there is a little bit of breeze, but there's no humidity. It's straight dry and it's hot as fish grease. Hot. So, I'm here with a motivational quote, and I just want to give a shout out to Michael Teeter. Thank you, Teeter. I appreciate you. This quote came from Teeter. If you don't heal what hurt you, you'll bleed on the people that didn't cut you. Unknown. Thanks, Teeter. And as always, you guys know what to do. We're going to bring it together and continue every single day to spread that love.
Brilliant. Thank
110.
you.
Ugh.
Thank you, Aaron Teeter.
It's hot as fish grease.
I don't know what to say. Oh, and
Oh, I
Aaron,
love that.
Aaron, Millie never looks at her surroundings when she does her TikToks. I think I'm always in the background somewhere.
One of us is always in the background. There's our brother Polly Pinch. What's going on, Polly?
Merc 1, Felice 0.
That's a good quote. Dang,
That
good
was a
quote.
good quote.
100%.
It's
Play
very,
that one
very
more
true.
time, please. What are we playing one more time? And I'll play it.
Probably the quote.
110. Damn, that is hot.
Oh, she was trying to write it down. I think Aaron posted it on the Facebook. Did you not, Aaron? I mean, Teeter. Hold on, I'll get it for you, Ashley.
Yeah, we'll post it here in just a second. All right, where the heck were we in this book? Out there.
Rewind.
So addicts are like kids. Did you know that? We act like kids when we're addicts. If it feels good, they do it. They explore. They follow emotional impulses that come from the very core of their being instead of following logic. And at this stage, the person may feel uneasy, restless, and guilty. These are internal warning signs. But part of the addictive process is learning how to deny these warning signs. When you first started getting into drugs and alcohol, it was fun. You're having a heyday. It was a party. Then it started becoming a habit, right? And you started knowing deep inside, you knew, this isn't right. You know what you learned in school. You know what you've been taught. Maybe your parents agreed with it, but at some point in your life, we've all learned at some point addiction's bad. We've probably seen people ruin their lives or heard stories of it. And guess what we have to do? A part of the process is to deny all that. We press that away and continue in our addiction because it feels good. We're going to act like kids. We're going to do it. We're not going to think through it logically. And we deny those warning signals. Addiction is also a process of denial of reality, but mainly denial of the self. This denial must be accomplished for the addiction to progress. Talk therapy hasn't proven very effective in treating addicts, for the core of the illness exists on an emotional level, not on a thinking level. What do you think about that statement, Bob? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Page 30, the last sentence above how the addictive personality gains control. It says, talk therapy hasn't proven very effective in treating addicts, for the core of the illness exists on an emotional level, not a thinking level. We lose emotional control. Not Vegas. Ugh, no way. Amen. Oh, I love the overeaters thought of the day. When we seriously and with honest effort work our way through the 12 steps, we begin to grow up emotionally and spiritually. What is that term called? A lot of you may know of it as a TV show, but look up and study what arrested development is. Arrested development. Because when we go into our addiction, we are acting like adolescents, and we never grow out of that during the addiction process. And when we come out of addiction, gain abstinence, we still may have this child adolescence called arrested development. Means the development as we are supposed to grow maturity-wise in our minds and in our hearts and emotions, it gets arrested development. And that way we stay stuck. If you're a 68, 70-year-old person who's still abusing drugs and alcohol like you have your whole life, you are still just an early 20, whatever you had developed at when that addiction took over is where you're at emotionally. Arrested development. Much of the addict's mental obsession results from denial or refusing to recognize the loss of control that is happening on an emotional level. We are losing control emotionally, and this happens before it starts rearing its ugly head around us behaviorally. What are we looking at?
I was removing the quote or the thing. Just it's real slow. Look. I'm moving with the mouse.
Let me see it.
Move.
Probably had a piece of dust on it or something.
Oh, see, he's so smart.
So avoiding the reality of a situation and betraying one's humanity allows the creation of more pain, which will eventually create the need to explain to oneself what is happening. This will evolve into obsession, obsessive thoughts or preoccupation and rationalizations. The obsessive thoughts begin to occur more often and consistent and constant questioning. Why? Preoccupation has to do with acting out and creating a mood change. I agree with that because I know my addictive addiction was a wild animal just going off instinct, not much. Yeah, oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. I remember one time when I was a meth addict and my buddy had, I don't know where he got the money. Sure, it was a crime somewhere. But the idea was we were going to buy a bunch of meth with it and double our money. You remember those days? Hey, let's get that much. We're going to double our money, bro. So we buy it, and of course we end up smoking it all. And by the time we're at our last bag of it, he turns and blames me. And of course I had a lot of influence and talking him into, hey, let's just keep smoking it, man. We ain't got, you know how it is. And the animal vicious, I mean, he punched me. We were on the stairs, I remember, and he's like, just an evil look in his face. But I was just as evil trying to, and all we cared about was the meth and more meth, because the idea was to double our money and buy more meth, to stay high. But you can't get high on your own supply. You know how that goes. Crazy stories of addiction. We've all heard the saying, just change your thoughts and you'll feel better. How many of you heard that? Just change your thoughts, you'll feel better. Unfortunately, no one knows this better than an addict. If practicing addicts don't like the way they're feeling, what do? All we need to do is think about acting out, and a subtle mood change occurs. Each time this happens, the person loses a small piece of control that is transferred to the addiction. Mousegate 2020.
I quit.
All of a sudden they're going to be like,
I know, I can
what?
see them. I see them here, but not there.
We already know that we can change our thoughts and it changes our mood, because we would change our mood if we didn't like the way we were feeling, started fantasizing about drinking, using, sex, gambling, overeating, and then you act out into it and it increases that feeling, and then you follow through with it and it climaxes and you get high and drunk or whatever, and then that wears off and then you're stuck with a deeper sense of guilt and pain, and this transfers into the addiction and you just keep going through the same cycle.
I said robbing my grandmother, not carrying woman help me raise the man I truly am. Hate that I did that.
I got those times too, brother.
What was that show we watched the other day? The Cured?
Oh, yeah.
That reminded me of, I feel like that movie was meant to be about addiction, but it's really about zombies. But that addiction turns you into that zombie, and then you come out of it, but then you still remember all the things.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Reminded me of.
Have you guys seen The Cured? It's another spin-off on, imagine I'm just wearing the shirt, zombies. And the premise of the show is, like Felice said, is these zombies are finally getting cured. Some of them they're figured out how to cure the zombies. And they come back to health after have been zombies, and they remember everything they did while they were under the influence of this infection. And then they're trying to get them back, put back into society, and society won't accept them. They're like, get out of here, you murderer. And it was just like a drug addict, man. You still have to remember all these things you went through when it was the consequences, like one guy ate his mom. It was a good show. And then trying to come back to humanity, and there's all these people out there that won't accept you because they don't see that the sickness was what was controlling you. It was only, what your actions and stuff did. It was a pretty good show.
Yeah,
Netflix, yeah.
No,
it reminded
Hulu.
me. Hulu, yeah, Hulu. But yeah, it was just like addiction.
Yeah, that whole integrating back into society thing.
Integrating, that's the word. Yep.
Hi, Sadie. Is that your dog? Or I'm assuming because Kyle said your dog.
100%, Derek.
They're the infected, aka zombies.
He quit Netflix. It's called The Cured.
Hulu.
Good show. I think it's for rent on Netflix, but it was free on Hulu.
Yeah, or Prime or something.
Or Prime.
Google it. It'll tell you where to watch it. That is the New Mexico Cards. Link plays with those all the time.
Oh, yeah. All the time. Me and him battle with these all the time. They're always here. I'm always messing with them. You got your Mexico stuff all over this place still.
Oh, yeah.
If you look back there.
Wait till I put my New Mexico license plate on.
Yeah, we still haven't got that registration completely done.
Yeah, you need to finish that.
48. All right, so it's transferred to the addiction like we were just talking about. So we start seeing how the gradual loss of self occurs in addiction and how the addict slowly gains more control. The decrease in self causes an increase in the addictive personality. I kind of want to save this for tomorrow.
Ooh, cliffhanger.
Let's save it for tomorrow. And I'm going to actually throw this in the comments. And if somebody wants to jump on, ask some questions, or give us a comment, do it.
Do it. Do it now. Do it now.
Tell me if my audio screws up right now, too. Is my audio horrible?
Do
yes
we
or
sound
no?
like we're in a fishbowl? Keep them wanting more. And you'll hear us loud and clear. No. Nope, it's fine. But sweet. No fishbowl.
Sweet, I
incident
changed
again.
it.
Audio's good.
So if y'all click that link right there, you can join the show, ask some questions, give us some comments, or do whatever you
Mark
want.
said sounds good. A little toilety.
Oh, great.
You feel about that?
And it's swirling the other way because it's Australian toiletry, right?
Oh, good.
Thank you, Brian.
Neighborhood.
Alicia? Michelle?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
All right. Well, nobody else click on. Oh, well.
Moomy,
Fine.
moomy, moomy.
Well, I'm going to save that for tomorrow night. We can read our NA thought of the day real quick, though. If anybody dares to jump on. Open mic night. Go ahead and jump in whenever you're ready. Patience. All right.
Oh, I love patience.
We were trapped by our need for the instant gratification that drugs gave us. We just talked about that. Basic text, page 25. I want what I want, and I want it now. Wow, we just talked about that. That's about as patient as most of us ever got in our active addiction. The obsession and compulsion of our disease gave us a one-track way of thinking. When we wanted something, that's all we thought about. And the drugs we took taught us that instant gratification was never more than a dose away. It's no wonder that most of us came to Narcotics Anonymous with next to no patience. The problem is we can't always get what we want whenever we want it. Some of our wishes are pure fantasy. If we think about it, we realize we have no reason to believe those wishes will be fulfilled in our lifetimes. We probably can't even fulfill our realistic desires. We certainly can't fulfill them at once. In order to acquire or achieve some things, we will have to sacrifice others. 100%. In our addiction, we sought instant gratification, squandering our resources. In recovery, we must learn to prioritize, sometimes denying gratification of some desire in order to fill more important long-term goals. To do so requires patience. To find that patience, we practice our program of recovery, seeking the kind of fulfilled, full-bodied spiritual awakening that allows us to live and enjoy life on life's terms. Just for today. Higher power, help me discover what's most important in my life. Help me learn patience that I can devote my resources to the important things. Amen.
I got a
Patience.
song for you guys that I sing to my children about not always getting what they want.
You can't always get what you want.
But if you try sometimes, you
I
just
must
might
really
find.
Suck to be the meth
Get what
princess. She
you
was
need.
trying to detox the other day and was just in tears. Just miserable, just suffering all over her. Oh, man, that sucks. Oh, man, I feel bad. I hate that.
Aaron had a little story.
Oh, my gosh, I got a little story. I got kicked out of class for asking why we had to learn about the toilets flushing the opposite way. And I only had time I was ever kicked out. Sat in the hallway for a day.
You're like, this is dumb.
Why are we learning about this?
This is stupid. Nobody cares about the toilet.
That's funny. I only went to 8th grade, but I did get my GED at 17 when I was pregnant. I went to the 10th grade and got mine in GED when I was 30. Took me 2 tries.
Oh, yeah. I always tell them, I'm like, I got a song for that. And they're like, don't sing it, Mom. I sing it anyways. Then they start singing too.
All right, ready?
Yes.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And thank you, God, for the Zoom meeting we had today and thinking about you. And thank you so much that we can gain your power and strength from you. And please let the power and strength continue to strengthen us through our sobriety and to our recovery and all the people. And please be with the still suffering addict in your name. And please be with Princess wherever she is, dear God. And give her strength and hope and let her see the light in your name. Amen.
Amen.
At least I got what? Oh, yeah, my GED. Nice. We're all what are we, a bunch of addicts in here? Oh, no. Did we say it too soon, John?
Dang it.
We recover better together by staying safe, staying sane, staying strong, and staying sober. You're worth it. Good night, family.
Amen.
Everybody have a great Sunday night. Sleep good and be happy about tomorrow because tomorrow is a gift, even if you may not get it. It's not guaranteed. It's not promised. So if you wake up tomorrow, instantly wake up grateful. Grateful you woke up. Grateful you have warm water to wash your face. Grateful that you get to breathe air and we're healthy. And if you got a job, be grateful you get to go to work and smile. And the first person you see tomorrow, make their day. Say something positive. Leave them better for having met you.
And
you know what I mean?
I'm grateful for bug bombs today.
Yep. Until tomorrow, you guys, we will be back going through our addictive personality book. So until then, y'all know what to do. Do not put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong, work your programs, and remember, we recover better together.